We got laptops.
Got everything.
All right. Talking on Toilets 8.
Boom.
Did you ever think it would make it this far?
Not really. I didn't think we'd make it to 2.
There you go. Now you got 8. 8 visions of loveliness.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. What the fuck?
It's fun.
Let me turn my phone off so it stops farting at me.
Fart phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
what's new and exciting?
Oh, nothing. Is it ever new and exciting at this point in our lives? What's the good lead-in, though? I was on the, what do they call that? The YouTube. You know, you flip through the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a presentation, let's say. It wasn't really a documentary on the music school I went to from the 70s to, like, the 2000s.
You went to music school for that long?
Yeah, I was there the whole time.
Okay.
Like the Phantom of the Opera. It's in the basement. I just show up. I detune a drum or something like. Anyway, I don't subscribe. I don't know if you subscribe. Do you subscribe to the notion that everything was better in the old days?
Depends what you mean by everything. So everything, no. Some things, yes.
Right, but like, what's yes?
I think music was better in the 70s than it is now.
Right, but did the way they record it, was it better?
No, it was, well...
It was archaic compared to now. Not that it didn't sound better.
Yes, but it ended up, like we were talking about last time, about how things could be, they sound too mechanical.
Right.
You should push that thing down so it doesn't collapse. The center part of that tripod.
Okay.
There you go.
Good eye.
Let me try. Yeah, so there was something about recording in the 70s and earlier even that gave it like an emotional...
Sure, there was air.
Right, it just felt like somebody was actually playing.
Right.
As opposed to cut and paste. You know, a guy does 2 seconds of a vocal line and they just cut and paste it 80 times.
Well, I hope they don't do that. But, I mean, the idea of going to find a payphone, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not too cool.
No. Or, like, everything. I mean, like, not everything, but most things. Like, I think, like, you had to learn a song. You had to put it on the record. And you take the needle on, take the needle off, take the needle on. Don't do that anymore.
And then the cassette was always reverse. Rewind, play, rewind, play, rewind, play. Yeah.
And now you can email, not that you would get a response, or you can message the guy who wrote the song.
Yeah.
And, hey, man, how do you play this? Which I think is what happened with, what's his name during the pandemic? Brian May, that cat from Queen.
The cat from Queen, yes. That guy.
That guy. The scientist guy plays guitar now. So I don't know how it works. But he probably got sick of seeing people butcher his solo to the Bohemian Rhapsody.
So he put it up there?
He posted it, this is how you play it.
Okay.
I believe that's what he did. And then he turned it into a few other little games, which kind of fizzled out, play along with me and what I'm doing. But it's like, you didn't have that access. You know what I mean? The idea of playing Atari compared to playing the games on the Xbox? Come on.
Yeah.
When people are like, that was a good... No.
Well, technology is definitely better.
Sure.
But that doesn't mean that the quality of things is better.
Oh, no, but I'm just saying the things...
Cars are better.
Right.
Right? Like old school cars, the steering on them, it was terrible. Remember that? Were you ever driving that big boat that I used to have?
I drove my own big boat.
78 Calais or something. I don't know. It was gigantic. And you could literally turn the wheel a half a revolution before it started to move.
Right.
So it was like you could just do this down the road and you were still going straight.
Like a boat.
Yeah, 100%.
Or the speedometer went from the into the passenger side because it was so long and the stupid tops would always come down.
I do miss the column shifter though.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Like manual shift on the column? Or just a regular park drive neutral thing?
The park drive neutral.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
it seems to me a 3 shift on a column's a nightmare.
I guess.
I don't know. I never did it.
I think they do have some shifters.
With paddles, like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
but it's like pretend. Like you put
Paddles are pretend?
well, you don't have a clutch. Like they just hit like Lisa's BMW doesn't have a clutch. You just hit the paddle
Mm-hmm.
when you get enough revolutions. So it feels like you're doing something, but you're not really.
Well, you could do that on the manual shift. You don't need the clutch.
Well,
I mean, you need the
it
clutch
helps.
basically to get into first gear, and then past that, you just need to know where the shift is, and you just
Right.
push
But-
it.
But the BMW you don't need to know where the shift is. You just do it. It has no effect. Really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was just thinking of that stuff because I was watching this video and everything looks so archaic. You know what I mean? The walls and it's like we evolved into all these other things. You know, houses look nicer. Maybe they look
Yeah.
colder, but they look nicer. And
Yeah.
it was just something in my head. It reminded me of. But then when I'm watching this video, I'm only thinking about when I was at school, and I had that roommate who was probably a sociopath. He probably killed people now.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Think there's some dead hookers behind your building?
No, I think
In
when he got
Hollywood?
back to Canada, I think there was some trail of bodies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Number one, he was a moron, but like he would just say stuff, and you're like, what? You know, like, think I'm gonna walk outside. Okay, on the ground. Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know. Yeah.
And
All right.
he wouldn't warm up when he played. He would just play as fast as he could.
Okay.
So he'd sit there and he'd put his amp, he'd set up the knobs, and he'd go, like, no warming up. He'd go like, what's going on?
He doesn't need it.
Oh, he needed it. He needed everything. But the 2 times, I'm just thinking the one time, I come home for dinner or something, because I was always at school. I come home, and he's just staring at the phone. I'm like, what's the matter with you? It's like, your friend's called. I'm like, what? Listen to the answering machine. It was you,
Okay.
and you were probably bombed.
Maybe.
And you're singing
Allegedly.
You're singing the Canadian song from Bob and Doug McKenzie. Coo, 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 coo.
The
I go, what?
Great White North.
Yeah.
Good. He's in tune.
And I'm listening, and he's looking at me, and I'm laughing. I'm like, what did he say? And I rewound it like 5 times.
Just so you could hear it again and
Yeah.
again.
So in
Nice.
that instance, I think, yeah, technology was better that he could hear my answer machine. It
Yeah,
just wasn't on my
yeah.
cell phone.
Which you'd have to put on speakerphone now.
Yeah, he's sitting there. He's just staring at, looking at me. I'm like, that's fucking hilarious. And he's like, no, it isn't. Go take your walk on the sidewalk, maniac. And then
So he was just a really socially awkward guy.
socially, probably life awkward.
Okay.
Like he
Yeah.
just didn't.
He took it to a different level.
Yeah, it was like, and we're at a 1-room studio apartment because it was $200 each.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was no protection. Like I guess if you want to come murder me in my sleep, he could have.
Did you guys put a sheet in between you?
Nope, wide open.
Just
This wide open big room.
wow.
There's a big room. There was a bathroom and like a walk-in closet, and there was it wasn't a kitchen. It was like behind 2 closet doors. You open up and there was a hot plate and a refrigerator and some shelves. And he was a fucking slob. And I came home one night. It had to be 3 in the morning because school was open 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And you throw the light on, and there's fucking cockroaches everywhere
Oh.
and sugar everywhere. And I fucking lost it. 3 in the morning, I grabbed him by the back of his head, dead sleep, dragged him across the living room, and threw him into the closet and said, clean this fucking place up. And he's like, what? Huh? I was like, look at the mess, you fucking moron.
Yeah. Brought a bunch of bugs in here, you nasty fuck.
Yeah, it was fucking. And like, Lisa would be nice to him. People would be nice to him. But he was like just us. He looked like the guy who played Jeffrey Dahmer. With the glasses, the big, like the weird 70s glasses, though it's 1990.
He looked like the guy who played Jeffrey
Yeah.
Dahmer, or actually?
No, he
Jeffrey
looked like the guy who played Jeffrey Dahmer.
Okay.
So that's one step removed from being Jeffrey Dahmer. If he,
Okay.
He might have been the Canadian Jeffrey Dahmer. I don't know. but the dude was a freak. But that just got me thinking of all that old time stuff like that, having to find phones to call somebody. You got a phone now, you don't have to answer it, but you got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need information, you got it. We talked about it. It makes you stupid now. You don't have to know anybody's phone number. You don't have to know directions. You can do anything. So
That's good. I like that.
right, you save your brain for other stuff.
Sure.
But I mean, you don't think about any of the things that you used to do that you're glad are over, that people think it was good, like the 80s. People think the 80s were good. The 80s were overrated.
You think so? I had a lot of fun in the 80s. I liked it.
I think we were kids, but I think it was overrated. Like, unless you were you were an adult and you had cocaine and stuff, then it was probably great.
What about going to shows?
Yeah, but that was later in the 80s. I'm talking
Like 85.
right, I'm talking like 82, 83, all that, synth, new wave, everybody's
No,
like,
that's garbage.
right, but people who were born then, right? They were born in 1980, think the 80s, but you didn't even know about it. You know what I mean? Like you're born. Say you were born in 81.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know. You know what I mean? Like
No, of course not.
But they think they did, and they romanticize about it. But I don't think it was that worthwhile.
I liked it. I had a good time, man. Going to Lemore's, going to shows over there.
Oh, of course.
All that shit. The whole metal thing.
When it was in its
When it was
ramped up.
underground still. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When it was still important to people.
Yeah.
The bands were important. The music
Yeah,
was
and then
important.
seeing, Metallica end up opening up for Ozzy,
Right.
stuff like that. Yeah, just seeing the whole thing grow was cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved it.
All right. Well, there's no.
Yeah,
I believe you.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying. I feel like it was over. I feel like our youth was sometimes over romanticized. Like
I think everybody does that about stuff that they were involved with when they were younger.
that it was better than what it was.
Yeah.
The idea of sitting in front of your TV, getting frustrated at Atari was better than playing, I guess, new sport games. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Right. But people do. People say, hey, there was nothing cooler than having an Atari. No, there's a lot cooler now.
I think what you're saying is that they're talking about relative to where they were. At that time, there was nothing cooler because there was nothing else. There was Pong,
Right.
and that's it.
So you think they're just trying to relate the time lapse, saying like, well, now there's nothing as cool coming out as there was when my Atari came out?
I guess.
I don't know. I'm just asking you.
I guess.
I
think, I don't know. I just think the shit's a little bit... It was different because it was all brand new then. It was all
right.
inventive. Now everything's just like, there's no really new thing. It's just like...
More of the same?
Just better graphics now.
Okay. Better, everything's more of the same. Nothing's inventive.
Yeah,
Is that because we just can't come up with any more stuff?
I guess. I mean, like, I don't even know what the popular ones. I'm trying to think of what my kids play. Like, there was a new Doom that came out, like, maybe a year and a half ago or so.
Right.
It's just shooting aliens. That's it. Or shooting demons or whatever the fuck it is. I don't even know.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just, you know what it is? It's just like I start seeing people, I guess, get stuck in the past, and they just reliving that past. Hey, remember when? Like, this was cool. I'm not cool
That's
anymore.
why your favorite guy wrote that song, Glory Days.
Yeah.
For you.
I bet you he did.
You guys, I think you might have collaborated on that with him.
Really should meet him and just be like, hey, man, where are we at here with this?
Yeah.
Where are we at this? I just hope he never dies, because if he does die, I'm going to kill myself. So I'm going to have to hear that horse shit all day. I'm going to be...
You just turn everything off for a day.
I would hope, but I'm going to be in some kind of quick check, right? Or I'm going to be somewhere. It's going to be in a mall. I'm just going to have to jump off the top row, because I'm not going to be able to take a whole day of Bruce Springsteen once a year. It's not going to be pretty.
They'll make a holiday.
In New Jersey?
Yeah,
You don't think so?
they will. Sure.
You would think they would have done like at least a Sinatra holiday, when they didn't.
No, does he even have a rest stop?
Sinatra?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Bon Jovi has one, right?
I mean, he's got one. Does Bruce Springsteen have one?
I don't think so.
Probably not big enough, Got to give Bruce the whole state or something. Come we don't call it the Bruce State?
Oof.
I don't know. I mean, and him with his working man crap, and he's, $500 for a ticket. Colin Quinn said it best, he's out working for the working man doing a 3-hour show on a Wednesday. This is why this welder goes back to work after seeing Springsteen and kills him,
Well, he never did any work. He never worked.
No, he was a fraud. My favorite line of his.
Well, it's marketing. All musicians are frauds.
Well, I mean, it's actually the best thing that he's ever said. It was on his special, on his acoustic special. It's the first thing he says. I'm a fraud. I didn't do any of this stuff.
There you go.
And
it's all storytelling.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more fiction.
Sure. Well, it's a story.
Right.
Yeah, nonfiction is not a story. It's not a fictional story. It's a story.
You're still telling the story. You're just telling it from the truth.
Yeah.
We maybe need an English major in here to kind of straighten us out with the things of art and science and English. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it. I just don't think that there's a.
What decade do you like?
I don't know. Well, what do you mean? Like, I don't think about backwards. I always think forward. What's next? Are we preparing for the next
Yeah, but you
thing?
have to have a comparison to something else, otherwise you don't know better or worse.
Well, I would think probably somewhere in the sweet spot of the late 80s, early 90s, when you didn't have to work as hard. You didn't have as much, but you didn't have to work as hard. There was shows to go to, things to go to,
Did you like 80s movies?
Some, yeah.
Sure.
80s movies are funny.
Yeah.
They're fun to watch, but if you put yourself back in that time frame, I don't know if I'd want to be 15 and 85 right now. I mean, I don't know if that was better than right now.
Being 15 now, you mean?
Or whatever. Yeah, being 15 now probably stinks.
Yeah, I think that's what they're talking about. Being 15 now as opposed to being 15 then.
Right. But in comparison, it still wasn't that great. It was okay, but it was the best of what we had to offer. You know what I mean? Like,
if it's the best of what we have to offer, then it's the best.
Yeah, but I just can't see being stuck on it.
Okay, don't be stuck on the best.
No, you want move forward. I want what's now.
Okay.
Because I mean, it's not like I'm gonna go dig out my old modem and hook it up. Going, man, I remember these days.
Oh, that part's. But then again, we're just saying technology sucked back then.
Right. But
we didn't need technology back then. We had our own shit.
We didn't. We just needed something to do. We always had something to do.
Maybe that's the thing, is that people miss not having technology.
Maybe.
Like now you can't do anything without technology.
Of some sort.
Yeah, you got to have your phone. You got to have everything because you can't order shit without a Google account or a Gmail or something,
Right.
You can't
be a ghost.
Yeah, everything's like you got to register online to do anything, to pay your bills, to do all kinds of shit.
Right. Do you think there's any guy just paying his bills with a checkbook, sending them in with a stamp?
Oh yeah, sure.
Very few.
Sure.
I mean,
yeah, well, there's a lot of people who are afraid of the internet.
Rightfully so.
Sure. Yeah.
You can get down some bad holes. Now, do you think they're afraid of it because they're afraid they're going to like it?
No, they're afraid. No, it's not like sucking dicks. They're afraid of. They think posting their information online is going to leave it open to theft.
And no matter.
But they don't realize that their bank
transfers their stuff online
is already connected to the web, so everything is accessible.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
They're going to find you anyway. Your social security number is in a database from the government that's online.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're getting mail generated. You know what I mean? They're generating a letter to you through an electronic thing, right? To put up what,
Yeah.
To put what's
Yeah,
out there.
just paying your bills online is not paying your bills online is not going to keep you safe.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah.
You're slowly not being able to pay with cash. I don't, so that person now, they're just constantly just going to fight
I
against
think
the
the
tide?
thing is that when you didn't have technology, you had to be more creative, and things had a more personal touch, and that's what people miss. That's why they look to 70s or the 80s or whatever as being a better time.
Does that make you more frustrated because you don't get that touch?
Yeah, well, that's why music sucks now, and music's not fun anymore.
Right. Will it ever be? Will people ever be fun again?
People are fun,
Sometimes. The weirder, the funner. Yeah, of course.
sure,
I'm down with that.
but anything that's like technology reliant usually stinks.
Right. But, I mean, it's just people. I mean, it's all up to the person right now. Even if you force yourself to do 70s style recording, it's still going to be done in the modern era once they get it out there, right? I mean, look at this. Look at how silly this is, right?
Yeah, well, they're gonna switch it into something you can download off of iTunes.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, look at this. Look at, we put this together.
Mm-hmm.
We put 2 microphones on a table, press record, talk some shit.
It's about as basic as it comes.
Right. But we did
Yeah.
it. And we were able to put it out there, and, maybe there's somebody will hear it, maybe they won't. I find it hard to believe that no one's going to hear it, but people hear it. You know what I mean? You couldn't do this prior. You know what I mean? You'd have to get an agent to hopefully put it out there for you, or a company.
You mean prior to like 15 years ago or so?
Even, right? Yeah, probably just that. Then that's the near past. That's not even far past.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, we'd have to get a radio show. I mean,
Yeah,
we'd have to get a communications license, and we'd have to get an internship. You know what I mean? Like, it would be a whole mess.
If somebody offered you a radio show now, would you do it?
I don't know. It depends on what the radio show would be. Like this, like a talk show?
Yeah. Somebody heard this and said, okay, come on into the studio and from 6 to 11 in the morning and just talk shit. 6 to 10. 6 to 9.
Seems a lot.
3 hours? Can you do 3 hours?
Can I play records?
Can you do 3 hours?
Not every day. But I would think at that level, right, you have a team to help you.
Yeah,
get
of
along.
course. Of course.
You're not going to come up with 4 hours of things on your own or whatever. Would you do that?
Sure. Rather than work for somebody else?
Right.
Like do what I do? Sure. Why would I want to do that for the rest of my life? It sucks.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
That shit sucks.
Yeah, your job does blow. I'll give you that. My job's not that bad. It's bad enough, but
Yeah,
at least I own it.
that's the difference.
I mean, at any moment,
It's that old Chris Rock thing, right? A job versus a career.
mine's not even a career. I count paper. I'm a child. I glue paper. I count paper. I order paper.
Okay.
And at any given moment, I can just wrap it up. That's the only benefit
your
to it.
career is being a child.
It's being a kindergartner.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know.
I have to be an adult. I don't like it.
That's true. I have to sometimes talk like an adult, but the things I do are childlike.
But then they call you an asshole anyway.
That's right. So it's no fair. How would you do that to a child?
How did that happen? Like, tell me about the client actually came out and said you're an asshole,
Yeah, because he was like,
and you didn't tell him to take his business and stick it.
no, because it was kind of funny. Because he's like, it came up. It was a Friday afternoon, and he was like, I need this rush. I need it. And I was like, you can't have it. And he was like, why? I'm like, because everything you want's a rush, so nothing's a rush anymore for you. And he's like,
All right, that was a little assholey of you to put it like that.
it's the truth.
Yeah, sometimes.
Truth filter.
Yeah, yeah.
And what threw him over the edge was he's like, all right, do the best you can. And I said to him, I said, if you call me back and there's any changes, the price is double. And that's when he goes, you're a real asshole. I said, and? He's like, nothing, have a nice weekend. He got his stuff eventually.
How many times did he call you prior to that to revise it?
None. But I just told him.
All right,
Yeah.
I agree with your client. You're an asshole.
But I still have him. I still do work for him.
Okay.
But
So you feel like you got one over on it?
No, I just drew the line in the sand.
All right.
Eventually, you got to be like, hey, this is the way it is. I mean, that whole idea that the customer's always right isn't always right.
No.
There's times where the customer, he needs a little push in the right direction. Like, you really shouldn't be asking for that, or you don't do it that way. I did it that way.
Yeah.
But you don't always do it that way. But I guess sometimes even knowing your client, like, like, hey, I can push this guy to the edge. He's not going to take his business elsewhere. He might, but I think I didn't insult him. I didn't call him names. I just told him what our role is going to be.
Right. And
my role in this is that I'm going to do the best I can, but I'm not promising anymore because you always want to promise. And so instead of breaking a promise and hurting your feelings, this is how it goes.
Okay.
And then the price is double.
Hey, whatever works.
That's right. Some business
Forget that softer touch approach.
Right.
Bullshit.
Ask Lisa how many times she's come into my office, me, F you, motherfucker, go fuck. And I'm like, she's like, what is that? I'm like, work. She's like, how does that happen? I don't know. It's just a business full of people who talk like that. Because she's in a professional manner. Everything's professional. You don't get that way?
Yeah.
You guys don't ever get that way at work? Where you get chippy with one another?
No, you can't do that shit in a law firm. They'll fucking fire you.
Well, maybe I'm in the right career.
You get fucking sued.
No, but I mean, if you're...
What do they call that? Creating a...
Hostile work environment?
Hostile work, yeah.
But I mean...
You'll be in HR. They'll be writing shit about you. Yeah.
Can't, like, you and Deborah have that kind of argument? Like, if you're on the same
Not
team?
Not a fuck you match.
There's no real Deborah, by the way. No?
No, you can't do that shit.
Man, I'm lucky.
They won't tolerate it.
It's like, just see, you're done?
Pretty much. Well, it depends who it is.
Right.
There's always that.
Yeah.
There's always that.
There's always someone going, I get it.
Yeah.
Please don't do it, but I get it.
Yeah.
So,
It depends.
So, like, I wouldn't do it, but I understand. Okay.
Yeah. There's always a lot of different circumstances that surround shit and who can get away with what and in what situation.
Right.
If you're bringing in money, you can get away with basically anything.
And that's the lesson for today, kids.
Yes.
Be a good earner.
Seem to get rid of this fucking cough.
You're always quite verklempt.
Yeah. I need to curse less.
Well, that should be our goal, right? To make it less blue. Cheers.
Hold on. Sorry.
Let's try around to it and cheers.
Cheers.
Peace.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. You're a worldly guy. You've seen some things.
I've seen some things.
Ever been to a cockfight?
No.
I have.
Okay.
I think it was an amateur fight, though. I don't think, or an exhibition.
I have been to a gangbang, so I guess that's technically
in certain circles that's considered a cockfight. Involved?
Who's getting in there first?
Yeah, you involved in the gangbang, or from a distance as an admirer?
No.
You could say it.
No, why would I want to admire that from afar?
I don't know. Maybe there was just a lot of competition.
Let's just say it was consensual from the female.
Okay.
Before. It's really more of a train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gangbang
seems like everybody's just plugging everything at once.
Yeah, there's just stuff everywhere.
It was not that.
It was take a number?
It was more, say, WWE, tagging in, tagging out.
Yeah.
The slap of the hands, all right, your turn.
You don't want to get tired, I get it.
Right.
Right. So that is one type of cockfight. Not the cockfight I saw. Well, I mean, the whole thing was...
Well, what's worse?
Probably the
treating a lady the way she wants to be treated, or watching animals rip each other apart.
I would think the animals rip each other apart because
I think so too, because it's consensual, right?
The animals thing is unnatural because they put the knives on them. Like they put knives.
Freddy Krueger fingers.
Yeah, exactly. They put knives on their little.
Or do you remember that?
Chicken
What was
feet.
that Bruce Lee movie where the guy had the bear claw?
Yeah,
but he brought them all to the island. What was that? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but I know what you're talking about. But no, they have little knives on their little fingers or paws or What
Claws.
are they? Claws?
Claws,
Feet?
yeah.
They're feet?
But they already have claws.
Right, but this is to make it... Well,
Super deadly.
Well, what starts is that, number one, the one I was at didn't have the knives. So I was going to a bullfight. It was the opening act.
All right, let's
go
roll
back.
this back a little bit.
Okay.
Is this in this country?
No, not at all. Mexico.
I didn't think so. Okay, so we're in Mexico.
It wasn't an underground cockfight like yours.
TJ?
No.
It was an undercover cockfight.
No, it was in the city of Cancun, not the tourist part of Cancun.
Right. Okay.
All right, so what sparked this? Well, we'll get back to the story, but what sparked it is that I was reading a thing online where 2 instances in India, 2 people were killed in a cockfight.
Mm-hmm.
The cocks got out of control and femoral artery or whatever, is that what's in your leg?
Yeah.
Got cut by the cock blade
because he's got
and bled out. So
I so want to name a band Cockblade.
I mean, it's open probably. I don't mean you can check it. Anyway, so I'm in Cancun. We're on vacation. And at first we wanted to rent a Jeep to go see parts.
Before you go on, now I'm thinking that alcohol was a bad idea.
I think it's perfect.
We took a fucking dark road here.
Oh, it could get darker. But, so we go down to the concierge or whatever, like, look, we're here. We want to do some stuff. Can we rent a Jeep? Just go see Mexico. And the first thing she goes is, do you speak Spanish? And we're like, no. She's like, you're not taking a Jeep. I'm not going to have 2 tourists dead somewhere in the desert, or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, what can we do that's not always so touristy? She's like, well, there's a bus that goes into Cancun proper, and every Wednesday they have a bullfight. Okay. And first we're like, well, a bullfight? She's like, yeah, it's inhumane, but end of the day, whoever loses, they string them up, they make the meat.
And they eat it.
The meat for the village, right?
Gotcha.
So we're like, okay, well, we'll make it.
It's like when guys pay $500,000 to go shoot a lion.
Exactly.
They give it to the local folks, and they eat it,
Right?
And they get the proceeds of whatever it costs you to go
licensure.
shoot.
Sure.
All that stuff.
So we go over. I can never tell if those towns in Mexico, if they're actors or if those are people just doing their thing. Like, oh, people are coming.
Like it's an M. Night Shyamalan
I don't know what it
movie.
is. So we're like, okay, well, we're gonna make a day out of it. We take the bus to the edge of the tourist part of Cancun, and then you take another bus to go into the town, right?
Okay.
You get into Cancun town, and it's not nice. It's run down. It's like poor. Yeah. So we decided to go get something to eat at some
the kind of place you'd like to run towards a border for.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
It does give you a reason why somebody doesn't want to be there.
Yeah. Gives you perspective.
Right. So we go over to the little town square or whatever, and there's shops and there's people outside. It's it's warm, of course. So we go to this Mexican
Surprise.
Mexican place to eat, and the only 2 words I know are baño and cerveza. So
what about biblioteca?
I don't know anything.
Never learned that one?
Nope. I just knew those 2. So we're sitting there, we're drinking, we're having our food and drinking. Because we had like 3 hours to kill before the bullfight.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm getting hammered. And all of a sudden, the Mexican food kicks in. I'm like, I got to go to the bathroom. And so I'm like, I got to find the baño. And the lady points to a door.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, there. You sure? Yep. I walk
Are
in.
you sure? Who asked that?
So I push open the door, because now I got to go to the bathroom.
Right.
Montezuma's revenge is taking over.
There's a big knock at the door.
Yeah. So I open that door, and it's a room full of people cutting up food. And I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, baño. Now 3 more people point to there. And I see over in the corner, I can see the toilet. I'm like, all right, great. So I head around all these people, and I'm like, hola. I'm just trying to be. I owned that one, too. I knew 3 words.
Okay, there you go.
So I'm getting through. I get in, and I'm like, I can't go to the bathroom so bad. There's a piece of plywood turned the 4-foot way. I'm like, all right, I'm just sliding it. That's the door.
Okay.
I'm going to slide this thing. I'm going to hit this bowl, do my business. Slide it, drop my pants, hit the bowl, And then a corner of my eye turned to the left, and from my knee to a foot above my head is a window. And so
Candid camera.
now I'm holy free holy and crapping,
Nice.
and people are walking by.
Are you waving?
Yes, because I'm drunk. I'm like, hola. And I'm getting hammered. I'm hammered. I'm crapping. People are watching. All right, I finish going to the bathroom.
Anybody taking pictures?
I hope not. Maybe.
If they lined up against the window and took selfies, that would be great.
Oh, it would be amazing if there was such a thing back then. But I bet you there's got to be a picture in somebody's photo album from their trip to Cancun. They're
God, that would be the best.
you figure there's got to be those pictures of all of us somewhere. Maybe not shitting, but there's got to be pictures of us somewhere in somebody else's photo album.
Of
everywhere.
course.
So I get out. Now I feel great. And I'm high-fiving everybody through the kitchen. Get back. We finish up our drinks. And then we go over to the bullfighting arena, which it's an arena. It's like going to a minor league baseball field. It wasn't that big. It wasn't like the big ones you see in Spain, the huge things, right?
Sure.
And they're going, get a bucket of beer. You sit there and you're just watching the fight. You would get ready to watch the fight. And it's not crowded, but it's not empty. And there's really not a lot of Americans. Maybe a handful.
Okay.
So they come out. Mexico has a lot of plywood. They throw some plywood on the ground, and they throw up some walls, 3/4, and like a fence. And then they drop these two cocks in there to fight. They fight for like 3 minutes, and nobody dies. And that's when we learned that there was no utensils.
They didn't have the knives.
Cock knives.
Okay.
Or whatever they are.
Cock blades.
Cock blades. Yes.
Right.
So that finishes. You take the cocks out, and then you clear that out, and then there's a bullfight. That's bullfight lasts 2 hours or an hour and a half. I don't know. I feel bad for the bull, because what they do to that bull to get it going, stabbing it in the back of the neck, over its neck, and it's bleeding, and the dude's all laying, and
yeah. It's a long process.
it is. It's a slow process, and he finally.
And the bull's bleeding at the same time, like bleeding out.
It's bleeding out because of the pressure, I guess, in its face and its head and the rage.
Sure.
So it's already bleeding, and then they're stabbing it with those picks. It's like those little weird-looking spears.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrific. If it's not your culture, it's horrific. You know what I mean? As a tourist, you're confused, but we wanted to do something non-tourist. We got it.
You got it. You got the full experience.
Yeah. So Cancun, though, when the sun goes down, is a hell of a lot different than when the sun's up. It's real frightening there.
Okay, in the city part.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So we had to walk a bunch of blocks to get back to the bus, to get back to the bus, to get back to the... But it was an interesting experience. I just didn't know. You were out and about, man of leisure and world.
I got to say, when the lady pointed to the back for El Baño, I was really hoping that you were going to end up walking into where the bull was in the arena. Like she totally fucked you. And now you're an ancient Roman fighting an animal to the death.
Now I'm in Gladiator.
Yeah.
I don't even have any pink on or whatever. Those guys wear those colorful outfits.
Yeah, you got to have like some kind of loincloth or something. You didn't have that? You didn't have shit.
No, I would have been out there with my hands, my card for my hotel room, trying to kill a bull.
Just trying to fucking paper cut him to death.
But so yeah, that was being in the parts of Mexico that were not touristy were fun. There's tour, no matter what you do, you're a tourist unless you speak Spanish.
Yeah, of course.
But that was kind of interesting, and it's kind of, you can see why people want to leave because it's not nice.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Poor sucks. Let's be honest.
Sure.
Poor sucks. Being poor sucks.
Yeah, absolutely. Being that poor really sucks.
Yeah, I've been America poor before, and that sucked.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that's a different thing altogether. Like here, there's the opportunity to get out. Right. There, you have to run to another country. Right. And like through deserts and pay people to stuff you into the back of a box truck and
hope that they don't
climb through tunnels and hope you don't get caught and
then do get caught, right? Most. And then they send them back, and it's another process. So we did that. We did the we went out to the pyramids, right? Chichen Itza pyramid, and that was cool because they shut that down now.
Is
You
that
can't do
far away from Cancun?
Hours.
Hours. Bus ride?
4-hour bus ride.
Okay. Now,
with one stop.
Tulum is a different place, right?
Yes.
And they also have pyramids.
They have
there.
ruins, right? But
Ruins.
yeah,
Different?
Different ruins, but they may have pyramids there, but not the pyramid you always see.
Yeah, you
Like-
usually see the Mexican ones are the flat ones. They're not triangle shaped.
Well, it's like
They're-
it's square and a square in the middle.
Squared off top, right?
But it's super high. The one in Chichen Itza is super high,
Okay.
and the stairs are like 3 inches wide. You know, they're little guys back then, so you can't go up there anymore. You used
Got
to be
little ballerina feet?
yeah, they must because the stairs were. I mean, then again, you're moving bricks around, and you don't really want to make a lot of big movements because you got to move all them bricks. But that, like, picture me, my foot had to go sideways. I had to walk up side over side to get to the top.
Okay.
And I don't know. I mean, now they don't let you do it, but the only thing there was a chain that you can grab onto in the middle of each one to climb down. If you fall, you fall. You just roll down to the bottom, and if you're alive, you're alive.
Wow.
Like, there's no. It was just like when I was in the bottom. I was in the bottom of the Grand Canyon, 100 feet from the Colorado River. The
Right.
guys like, don't walk backwards to take a picture because if you go, you go.
Right.
There's none to save you. I was like, okay, thanks.
Yeah, you just roll to the bottom and then they roll you into the Blanquito hole,
Right.
cover you up.
That's
They're
right.
like,
They're probably like sacrifice to the gods.
where's his passport? Throw it in the hole.
That's right. Or take it.
Let's get rid of this.
See if you can get off the board looking like that fella.
Yeah. This is going to kill our business.
Yeah, they don't want no. They don't want any of that.
No.
But yeah, that's a 4-hour miserable ride through the jungle, and it's hot because you're in the
Ooh.
jungle.
Roads are rough.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's highways, but then you got to get off them eventually to get to the jungle.
Right.
But it was a good experience. Shitting in front of a lot of people wasn't.
I don't think I've ever shit in front of people before.
Unknowingly or knowingly.
I have blown up bathrooms at house parties.
That's different.
But all right, apartment parties like
Right.
in Manhattan.
Oof.
So it's one bathroom.
And everybody knows it's coming.
Yeah, because they're waiting.
Right.
There's a hallway full of people, and you're just tearing it up, and the next person is in for some serious lung cancer
And it's
after following you.
how bad you got to go.
Yeah.
How bad
Are you
need-
sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure? You're better off just going down the hallway, just knocking on doors to strangers. Hey, you mind if I use your bathroom?
Begging for mercy.
Yeah. This
but-
guy's dropping toxic waste all over the place. I can't breathe that in.
Toxic waste. But you never seen any of that weird shit when you were over Brazil and all different countries?
I have not seen. Not like that, no. No, I mean, in Brazil, the weirdest shit you see is. I had my balls grabbed by a transvestite that was like 6'4".
That's fun.
Yeah, it's an interesting story. Not really. We're just walking down the street in Copacabana, and at night, all the hoes come out. And they're all shapes, sizes, colors, and gender identities. So you're just walking down the street, and whatever. Somebody's passing you. You just don't expect them to like reach out and grab your
He
junk.
had to go deep though. If he's 6'4", you're not 6'4".
Yeah, but he had, he's
You
got.
got to go down there. He had to make the move.
He went. He went.
When you guys get married?
We're already divorced.
Wow.
Didn't go well.
Well, it happens.
A sword fight of a different.
Different kind of cock blade.
Yeah, exactly. No, but let's see. When I was in Amsterdam, we went to this place called the Mellow Yellow, and everything inside of it was everything. The floor, the walls, the table legs, ceiling, everything was painted some pattern of black and yellow. Right? So it was fucking wacky just to walk in there.
Right.
And then after a glass of mushroom tea,
Okay.
it got even worse. So I'm watching this video that was on, and it was like a claymation video. And there was like a claymation Godzilla, and it slammed its tail through like a movie theater window,
Right.
right? And then started fucking the movie theater with its tail, and then like claymation came all over everybody watching the movie in the claymation world, right? And then there was like a little Hitler claymation guy doing like whatever. Yeah, it was bizarre, so I had to get out of there.
Yeah,
right? Like it got too weird too fast.
Yeah.
So we're walking down the street, and Amsterdam is shaped like a half of a spoked wheel, right? So there's a river, and there's the central station where all the trams and bicycles and everything meets there,
Right.
and the trains and all that, and then everything comes out of that like spokes.
Right.
So if you have a hotel by Central Station and you're all fucked up in the middle of the night, you just say Central Station, so many points, you'll get there, right? You'll find your hotel eventually because it's in one of those streets.
Right.
So spokes come out for the streets, and then there's like it's like kind of like a web, I guess, and then so the cross streets alternate with canals. So it's like there's a bridge over a canal and a bridge over a canal.
That seems confusing.
It's really not. I'm just not explaining it well, or I'm over explaining, whatever.
Right.
But so every once in a while, where there's like a spoke, there's a square, a town square.
Okay.
So we're high as fuck, and there's all these people looking up in the air, and we're like, it's weird. It was probably like duskish, like 8 or something at night. It was in summertime.
Right.
They were a little bit further north than us, so they get darker faster. And we're like, what the fuck are they looking at? So we look up, and there's a dude doing the rings.
Like
the Olympic rings, the event?
Yeah,
yeah. But he's balls ass naked. So there's just junk flopping around, and there's like families hanging out, and they're watching. Oh, like, oh, look at this guy. He's so good at what he does.
He's just twirling and twirling.
Just flipping stuff all over the place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why is everybody naked in Amsterdam?
It's actually called Cock City, right? That's what
is it really?
Yeah. Like
Brick City is Newark?
Brick City's Newark. New York's the Big Apple.
Right.
Right. Cock City. So you'll see all... One day, it'll go away. You'll see all the postcards, and they have monuments that are like cylindrical. Right. And it's just like Cock City underneath it.
Really?
Amsterdam, yeah.
Never knew that.
I didn't know until I went either. But
why? What was the start of that?
I didn't really ask.
You didn't want to get involved with the cocks?
Not really cock inquisitive.
No.
In that way.
What way are you? That's strange. That's strange way to put that.
Just kind of not at all.
That's better.
All right.
Normally I'm not so cock inquisitive.
Right.
But I'm in your town. I need to know.
Yeah, now I need to know.
All those stupid shows that I've seen on like the Travel Channel, they never mention that.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah.
You'd think they would lead with that.
No, I don't think so.
But it may bump
Welcome to Cock City.
It may bump your tourism in some way or another.
Look, everybody knows what Amsterdam's all about. It's about getting high in the red light district, right?
Right.
Which I think they're supposedly like changing that or whatever.
They're not going to change. They will until they see the numbers go down.
They might. I don't know.
There's got to be tourists who go there specifically for that.
I didn't really go there.
In the red light part?
Yeah, there's no reason. I was with my girlfriend, so.
Sure. Is this when you were going across Europe?
Yes, it was on the way out. That was the last place we stopped before we went out. So we were looking for something to do, and this was 94, I think, like that, something like that. So we found a local paper, which was like the Amsterdam version of the East Coast Rocker, and we saw the band Filter was playing there.
Cock Rocker.
You know it. And we go there, and I see this guy, Alan, from Edison, New Jersey.
Drummer?
Yes. Living there.
Really?
So he was working for some drum manufacturer in Amsterdam, and it was crazy. So he introduced me to the guys in his band. They were all there.
Really?
The guys girlfriend was a bartender.
Mm-hmm.
She got us all hammered. And then she was like telling us places to go in the red light district, like different clubs after, that
After the filter show.
that normal people wouldn't know about, right? Only locals would know about. So it was pretty cool.
That was the 15-minute filter show.
For that one song?
Yeah.
It was just the extended version?
What else is there?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's two. There's the slow one where he's naked on an airplane.
Don't know that one.
You'd know it. Something
Okay.
about being drunk on an airplane. He's naked. He takes his clothes off.
Maybe it's just really hot.
Picture, maybe it's called.
Okay.
Something like that. So you got two songs. So then that's like 15 minutes for a show.
Yeah, I don't remember much about the show itself. I was fucked up.
Right. That's interesting. That's because the world is smaller than we think. Like.
Yeah. I mean, I was like,
right. You're shocked,
I'm on a
right?
different continent,
right.
And I ran into somebody I know.
And you just got to be shocked,
yeah.
Right? Like, what the hell are you doing here?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe he was there for the cock.
The pot.
Okay. He was there for the pot.
Yeah.
Because we were illegal. Places weren't legal.
Not in 94.
Right. No.
No.
But
no.
Imagine that was your existence in 94. Not that it's unimaginable.
It was my existence in 82.
Right. 83, but it's...
Right.
But you didn't start looking at maps where you can smoke pot
yeah,
for
where
free
can I
every
do...
day.
Right.
Yeah, where can I do this for every day for the rest of my life?
Colombia's a little dangerous.
Right.
Yeah.
So...
Thailand's kind of far. It's a hard language to learn.
Talk about cocks for no reason.
Whoa.
Hey-o. It's documented.
Bangkok.
It's in the name.
Sure
See,
is.
at least they're upfront about it, not like the Amsterdam guys who keep it under wraps.
But are they up front? Because they got all those ladyboy type guys.
Right, but it's in the name, so you got to figure out what you're getting into.
I don't want to figure anything out. I want it to be
Up front in the brochures as you read.
yeah.
No surprises.
Yeah, I don't want to be cock inquisitive. I just want to know.
Inquisitive.
Just
That's a good name for a band too.
thank you. Yeah, just lay it all out on the table, so to speak.
The whole cock. Yeah. All right, I see where we stand or where you stand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And we can move on from this.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, hold on. Wait. What's with the pork loin? Pack that up and get out of here. I'm not interested.
Pork loin. Hey. Well, this is a tale of two cocks. Well, three technically. I had two.
There's just too much cock talk in this
All right.
fucking podcast.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
Just want to say that.
Sure.
All right. You all right?
That one definitely tasted like morning chili.
Breakfast chili?
Breakfast chili. Oh, so thinking about doing things DIY. I had to make a movie with my kids.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Hold on a minute. Oh, it's chili. Oh, it's like I'm in the pot.
How are you? How are you?
It's like I'm in a pot of chili. If this was Smell-O-Vision, we would have killed our 7 subscribers.
Dude, it's burning like right here.
I would think so.
Right
Cause
here.
wow. Oh, all right. Now what he's saying? About,
There's like a little bit of Satan in my chest right now.
he probably is. Oh.
So I was thinking about doing things DIY, and I had to make a movie with my oldest son for one of his classes, some communications thing or something.
They take communications class that early in life?
I don't know what they called it, but
Okay.
something like that. It's a different world.
Yes, we know that.
So we decided to make like a little movie short based on a video game that he plays where they shoot aliens.
Okay.
Right. So I played the alien. So I have this blanket, which is kind of like a woven net, basically. It's like a net, right? And so I wore that, and I just kind of like this stupid Scooby-Doo ghost, right? And he comes around the wall of the kitchen, turns the corner, and he's wearing a camouflage army helmet that has like a walkie-talkie thing on it, and it's a little bit big for his head. So as he spins around the corner, the helmet shifts, and The ear hole is now covering his face. So he has to adjust it, right? And then there's a line he's supposed to say, but we tried it like 4 times and he just couldn't remember the line.
Is that his only line?
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. It's something like, turns the corner. He's like, we got him. Now we can move on and, reclaim the world or whatever. Some horse shit.
That's a little heavy for a kid.
Whatever.
Tomorrow shall be ours.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Go team. And so I wrote it on a piece of paper and I stuck it on the wall above where I died. So he turns the corner, he shoots me, his helmet spins around, I fall to the floor, and he doesn't read the line. So I'm underneath the blanket and I just pick it up and I just start pointing over my shoulder from the ground, and you can see my hand in the frame of the camera, and he goes, oh yeah, and then he reads the line, and then we cut it. We did one take
and sent it all the way complete.
Oh, fantastic. Just so great.
That's amazing.
I was like, we're done.
Kid's like, I'm gonna be a star. I love it.
Yeah, but you have to do stuff like that.
Right.
That's why the DIY is so much better than all sorts of technology. You don't get those cool cheesy moments.
It's true.
When things are too technical, too precise, it takes out all the fun out of it.
All the human elements.
Yeah. Like you see remakes of movies. Like, did you ever see the remake of what's that Schwarzenegger one? Running Man or one of those. They redid one of those.
Oh my God, no.
What was the other one where he went to Mars?
Not Total Recall. Total Recall.
Yeah. They did a remake of that. It was Colin Farrell, I think.
Oh yeah.
Playing like a cop, but it was like really serious.
Right.
It sucked.
Like
the beauty of Schwarzenegger movies is the cheesiness of it.
Right.
It's this giant jack dude from Austria. He can barely speak English. He spits out the corniest one-liners, right? And everything is campy and silly and
right.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. You strip all that out. What do you have?
Nothing. Yeah. I mean, we did it all. I mean, we were kids and playing in rock bands, making your own lighting,
sure,
making your own stages that may or may not collapse or
right.
shift.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's funny though. I can't believe your kid had a communications class in 5th grade.
I don't know what they called it, but it was something.
But still, it's like advanced. To me, it's advanced, right? I mean, did you ever have a communications class that level when you were even up to college?
I don't think it was 5th grade. I think it was more like 7th or 8th.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we went to college. We didn't have to do any communications.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was.
Right.
I just threw out communications because it sounded like a good word to say at the time.
Okay. I mean, I'll buy it. Communications. Yeah. I'm still getting over the chili. It's still in here somewhere.
Yeah, every time I drop an H, how are you, sir?
Well, I'm glad to see you cook. I'm glad to see you cooking. Maybe not that next time. Maybe cook something else.
You know what? I when I cook, I don't follow recipes.
Yeah, it's pointless.
Yeah, never. So I was on the phone with 2 different people, not at the same time, but 2 separate conversations while I was cooking. So who knows what went in there?
Some stuff might have made it right.
But I'm going to say there was probably garlic.
Lots of it.
I'm sure you got a good amount
everything.
of that. Yeah.
Oh, it was a wall of flavor.
I think some garlic dust actually came out when I let that one out.
It's like, what's the name of his Flavor Town? I'm in Flavor Town right now. I'm in Flavor Hell. Thanks. Speaking of DIY and speaking of what we talked about earlier, what do you know about the red trade?
Never heard of it.
Never?
No.
What do you think it is? We're not relocating communists. Not those kind of reds.
No. Well, if you think of black trade,
right?
It's like illegal shit, right?
Sure.
It's the red trade. Is it like sex workers or something? No?
The kidney thieves.
Oh, organ harvesting?
I mean, I think it's real, right? It's real.
I'm sure it
I don't
happens
think
to somebody.
the thing about you waking up in a bathroom with a full of ice. That's
No,
not
I
real.
think they would just take all your organs. Why would they just take one
Right.
and let you live? That's stupid.
Would you? I mean, I was watching a lady.
Like think about it. If you're kidnapping somebody, drugging them, putting them under to cut out their organs,
Hey, why stop at one?
why would you take one?
Right.
If you're gonna go to jail for doing this shit, why even drug that person? I
Right.
mean, you drug them so there's no screaming, I guess, because it's kind of hard to work with all that noise.
Right, all that
But-
fidgeting.
Yeah, how dare you?
Yeah, you don't want to fidget. You
Yeah.
don't want to ruin something.
Put them under, take all the organs. Take it all.
I would think they do. I mean,
Yeah.
I was watching something on Vice Channel, and it was she was interviewing a guy. He was getting paid $15,000 to take apart somebody, with no medical
Okay.
training. That's good money. I mean, but
Cash?
I mean, would you, as an American, knowing, like, if they were like, "Hey, I got a kidney for you,"
What country?
It was Colombia.
Okay.
They were taking people like immigrants.
What do you think the conversion rate is?
$15,000.
Yeah.
What is it? What do they use? They don't use a peso, do they?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's probably $300. I don't know.
$300?
I don't know. I mean,
No, I'm thinking 15. Wait,
15,000.
15,000 American or 15,000 Colombian?
He said $15,000, but I don't know if he was speaking.
It could have been Colombian
Right.
money.
Let's say it
I
was.
wonder what the cost of living is down there.
Hmm.
Like, what do you need to?
Well, obviously, it's something to protect your kidneys if you're not from Colombia. Oh, Christ. I wish somebody would come take my nose off. I wish that $1,500,000 Colombian butcher would come take a few things out. My sinuses. God damn
It got you, huh?
you fucker. So, evidently, this guy would take skin,
Got a
would-
mint?
take... you stick it in your ass. Oh. He would take the kidneys and skin. He didn't take any other things. I mean, maybe because the kidneys last long, or the liver.
Hmm.
I mean, takes like don't they have to get that to
No
you?
heart?
Don't they have to take and get that to you pretty quick? Like, you can't have a kidney around for 3 days, right? It's quick.
I don't know.
I mean, would you trust a Colombian hospital to throw an illegal kidney in you?
I don't think you would know it was illegal.
Would you trust a Colombian doctor to put a kidney in you?
If I was Colombian,
What if you're American?
if it was a matter of death or letting a Colombian doctor do it, I would let the Colombian doctor do it.
I don't
Right.
know.
Like,
Yeah.
if you were there and you
Right.
just had total failure and there was no way to get back to the States
Right,
in time before you're dead, you don't have a choice.
right. But you would think there's a network and there's I don't know. That's why I don't believe how real it is. I mean, I'm sure it's real. I mean, I just don't know how real. Like, I would think that they would have to kidnap you and take all your stuff out and put it into the guy sitting next to you pretty quick.
Yeah, a lot of igloo containers,
Right, because don't
a
they
couple
usually,
Yetis.
Yeah, they got to helicopter them over to a hospital.
Yeah.
And that hospital should be neat, clean, and orderly. I just don't feel like a Colombian hospial is
I'm thinking not
So-
neat, clean, and orderly. I'm thinking
No.
just get it done.
right. And I think that's a little frightening to get a kidney put in you. Because they're going to take you offline and just plop it in, right? I'm sure they can't just, they don't just isolate it and say, oh, yeah, we're just going to swap out kidneys.
What do you mean isolate it?
Like a local anesthesia, I think they got to
Oh, I see what you're saying.
take you offline, knock you,
Yeah, they got to
Clin-
put you under.
clinically dead or something to take parts out of you,
Well, it's just like any other surgery.
I guess.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't.
Wait, you're saying to get them stolen from you?
No, I
or
think
to
if
get
stolen
them-
from you, they probably, but they have to keep you alive.
Are you
right?
talking about uninstall or install?
I think, well, both ways.
I think uninstall, they don't give a shit about you.
But don't you think?
Because that's the criminal, stealing your...
right. But don't you think
parts.
you'd have to be alive? They couldn't shoot you in the head and then take your organs.
Why not?
I don't know. Isn't it like don't you have the blood
What
flow?
do you
and
think?
all
It's,
that
it's
stuff?
like Wagyu beef. You can't give the animal any stress or it makes the meat taste
Right,
weird.
maybe there's adrenaline in the kidney and it
I
doesn't
don't
work.
think they
the same.
care. Yeah, I don't think they care.
So yeah, but then you got to go to the other guy. He's got to knock you out, right? got to take you offline so that there's no blood pumping and
You mean now the guy who's in the hospital looking for
your
the
kidney. Now you
transplant?
you get the new kidney. You get the kidney.
That guy's in a professional environment.
You think it's a clean professional environment in the heart of Colombia?
Yeah, why not? I mean,
I don't know.
I don't think
Is there morals involved in that
it's
too?
not MASH,
But
right? They're not like tents out in the middle of some fucking war zone.
But wouldn't it have to be?
If it's in a major city,
But wouldn't it have to be?
no, why?
Because you're talking about a
It's a hospital, right?
right, and they know that kidney's coming illegally, and they think they'd still do it.
Maybe they don't know it's illegal.
I think they would know, right? I don't know.
You mean when you say they? Do you mean the people
hospital.
who run the hospital?
Yeah, they would have to know that shit's stolen. They're putting in stolen goods,
Do they?
or they don't care. They're just getting paid to put that in.
Yeah. If you sell Porsches and some new Porsches showed up overnight, are you going to ask where they came from? You just say, "Oh, Porsche made a delivery." You don't know that somebody boosted it.
Yeah, but if I see the guy showing up with the Porsche, and he don't look like a Porsche.
But you got to see the guy showing up.
Right.
Right.
So you're saying the butchers that
If you see a guy coming in with an extra big lunchbox,
like one of those ones from the 50s,
yeah,
a big hump in it.
yeah. I was thinking more Scooby Doo.
Okay. Go back to your childhood, right? Talked about that.
Yeah, why not?
Living in the past, but okay. So he shows up with his metal lunchbox,
Yes.
and he's like, "Hey Doc, you got somebody ready for me? I got a kidney for you." There's gonna be a lot of prep in that.
Yeah, just like any other surgery. Sure.
No, but
They'll say, "What are you here for today?" Getting a kidney installed.
oh yeah, Bob over at the he's got a kidney coming.
Yeah.
A friend of mine's bringing a kidney over that I need hooked up. And you think the hospital goes, "Okay, cool. We'll let you know when he gets there." Or do you think it's some backyard nonsense place where they're going to plop that kidney and you hope you live?
I think they probably have very good hospitals that maybe engage in some dirty shit.
Like turn a blind eye.
Yeah, if they could save a few grand or put a few grand in their pocket.
Yeah, because I'm sure it's got to be.
Why not?
It's got to be a lot of money to get a kidney put in.
I mean, there's been doctors here that have performed surgeries that don't have any medical training. They just show up one day with a fucking name badge.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, I mean, crazy shit happens in the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be 50 grand to get a kidney installed.
I don't know.
I mean, you got to pay for the product. I'm sure that guy's not giving it away.
Right.
And then you got to pay for the hospital. I mean, it's got to be a dump. I don't think it's a good hospital. So
I think it'll be fine.
Think you're paying through the nose?
I think there would be different levels, obviously, depending on how much money you made there.
Sure.
But you know, the whatever, I don't know who runs the country.
Right.
But those folks, I'm sure, don't want to get any sort of surgery in a backyard tent.
Right.
So they're gonna have something nice. But you're gonna pay for it, I'm sure.
Right. But I guess if you have enough money, I mean, I guess if you're in that position in life, but your wealth and influence doesn't matter. You can't get a kidney here. You can get a kidney overseas or whatever. Man, I just can't imagine. Just can't imagine showing up at a hospital and guys like, "We got your kidney for you. Everything's taken care of." No, everything's
But it's
taken
good
care
though.
of. Is it?
If you need the kidney.
Right, if you need the
Yeah.
kidney, so they're chopping up some cat for you, some guy, that cat.
Some cat.
Some literal cat. I mean, we're talking DIY.
If you had a cat's kidney,
It wouldn't last too long.
you would be paying every 4 seconds.
I think probably the first beer you have would shut it down. Wouldn't be
Probably.
able to process it.
Yeah.
But that's,
You're
along
just
the
craving milk all the time.
milk. It's probably good
Why
for
does he
you.
keep licking his hands?
He's,
What's going on there?
he's different since he got back from Colombia.
Yeah.
He's real weird. He just like rubs against you, walks away.
He keeps showing his ass.
It's like digging in a box. Somebody's digging in the sand all the time. But that's like the DIY thing. I mean, that's way DIY.
Yeah.
It goes right up with my fucking cow idea. Keeping the cow alive. Get the hamburgers off the back of the cow and let it regenerate the muscles.
Okay.
Remember we talked about that? It's a thing.
All right.
I mean, if this Colombian can get kidneys out of you, I'm sure he can figure out a way to cut out some steaks and keep the cow alive.
Sure.
And why not?
Yeah, it's just muscle, right?
Right. I mean, he's going to get slow. The cow's going to get a little weaker if you cut enough cow off him.
Yeah, well, you can't hit any major arteries, right?
Right.
Can't hit any organs. But all the outside wrapping, you could take all that off, right?
Okay, will it grow back?
No, it's not growing back. It's gone. If somebody pulled out your rib,
I could live without the rib, but it won't grow back, right?
yeah, you're not getting that back.
But if you took, maybe if you just took a little bicep,
Yeah, they could do that.
and the bicep would grow back. No?
No,
Really?
it's gone.
It's gone?
We grow from what?
From your body. I don't know. You got cells working and stuff.
No, it
Nothing
doesn't
making
work,
stuff?
It doesn't work like that. No, it's gone. It's gone.
That's horseshit.
If you took a chicken leg
Right?
and you bit off that chunk that has that weird yellow part,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
You just pull that off. If you just pulled it off and then you put the leg back on the chicken, he doesn't have that part. It's not growing back.
He's going to have a limp now.
Yes. So are you.
He's going to suck in that cockfight.
Yeah.
He's got only one leg.
You got to take a breath. It's probably going to whistle. Now your body's a fucking flute.
It's going to whistle. Why are you going to whistle? It's going to come out this way like a pan flute? Through your arm?
Yeah, it's just whatever the hole is that they cut out in the back.
You're just going to whistle. You're going to be a fucking pan flute, a human pan flute, like those.
Samphire.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know. But I mean, those are all good DIY things. I mean,
Yeah, organ harvesting is the best DIY there
it's
is.
an interesting. I mean,
Well, if you're going to be good at something, you might as well take it to a
right.
professional level.
Go as far as you can.
Right.
I mean, would take a bunch of compassion from the guy who's going to take your kidney out to just take one, and then sew you back up, close off that. You know,
It doesn't make any sense.
there's no way they're doing that.
That's dumb.
So the idea that you're
That's
in
only on the blacklist. That shit doesn't
I
happen.
mean, you're in that tub ice thing. That's a bunch of bunk.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just don't know to what level it's really happening. It can't be happening every day.
I don't know. Sorry.
It's all right.
I apologize to everyone.
Between the coffin and the
On
chili,
this stupid tickle in my chest.
it's like having like an old timey car next to me. Between the coffin and the chili burps and
Yeah, I'm like 80, right?
Yeah.
I'm just coughing and smelling.
yeah, what's going
That's
on?
it.
What happened to you?
I don't know. It's just a bad day.
It's a bad day.
Just a bad day.
I gained 30 years in 3 minutes. It's a bad day. Oh man.
Oh, look, I'm hiding.
You're never gonna hide from that camera.
Yeah, that's better.
I mean, I don't know.
See my pretty face.
We talked about a lot of stuff. What else is there to talk about? What do you got? That's what it sounds like. I feel like we're coming to an end, a natural end.
Nah.
Not a natural end, not for good. I mean, for this stuff. I don't know if there's anything else.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
looking
what?
into some things.
Okay.
So, I found out, so voting for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, anybody could do it.
Anybody.
You just go on their website and cast votes.
Say hi, I want to vote.
Yeah, you get to vote for 5 bands
Mm-hmm.
a day per email address that you have.
Silly.
It's a popularity contest. It's
Right.
stupid. It's fucking dumb. It's just a matter of who's going to...
Now, does your vote matter as much as... is like, let's say the general populace is worth 40%
They
of
make
the vote.
they make you believe it does
Right.
because they put counters on there.
Okay.
Right? So if there's 15 people nominated, they take the top 5.
Okay.
So they show the top 5 and how many votes they have, and I guess, it changes, it updates as people vote.
Right.
But it's stupid because it has nothing to do with anything other than what somebody likes.
Right. Doesn't have any merit. It's
Right.
not merit-based.
Right.
Now,
I might have to get a new microphone after today.
I would burn that thing, sure. Oh, man. I think, like, but can't they do like they used to do? There used to be a website called Vote for the Worst where they would say, hey, this guy who's singing on American Idol, we should all vote for him because he's terrible. Let's keep him in the competition.
Just to make it interesting?
Yeah. Like, so
Really?
that there was for a long time, there was a website where guys would absolutely be terrible on that show, but they would be safe another week because of this ground thing of let's vote for the worst, you know? So your vote must not matter that much because then they could do that with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and say everybody voted for Cyndi Lauper.
I'm going to say this.
Okay.
I think ultimately, a producer will come in and do what they want to do.
Sure.
Right? Say, like, if you're talking about The Voice or whatever like that.
Right.
Right? If somebody stinks and people keep voting him in, they're just going to be like, yeah, he didn't get the votes. He's out.
Right.
Because they want, at some point, they want it to be a real competition.
Sure.
Because otherwise it makes the show look like shit if you're dragging along somebody who really sucks.
Right. Well, the whole thing's stupid, but yes.
You think it's stupid? I am very happy for those people because they get to jump an amazing amount of levels.
Right.
Right? I mean, it's a golden ticket to get on that
Right.
show.
Right. I look at it as it's market research. Right?
Okay.
You're watching somebody, their popularity grow every episode or whatever. They use it like a market research. Like, we know when we get this cat off the show, he's going to sell 1 million or...
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
So that's just
Sure.
they're hedging their bet.
But even the ones that don't win, they still get...
Some do, right?
They still get a career out of it, right?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I don't
mean,
follow
it
them.
all depends on more than they would have if they weren't on that show.
Right. I mean, to me, it all went south after Kelly Clarkson. She's the only true American Idol. It's all horseshit after that.
How long ago was that?
I don't know, whenever the first one aired.
That was it? One and done for you?
That's it. Because, I mean, it was silly. Sorry. It became done when I saw the disclaimer on the bottom, like you said, that said, judges have the right to whatever. Their executive producer has the right to all final changes or whatever.
Sure, of course.
It was in the print, and you're like, well, okay, well, this isn't real.
No, it's not.
That first episode or whatever, that first season seemed real. Like, she seemed like she was singing her ass off, and she does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? Like, if you do it once, you're just stamping them out. I mean, I don't know how many seasons there are, like 50?
Dude, they have those in every country has their own
Version of it, right?
Yeah. Well, not American Idol, but The Voice.
Right.
There's like The Voice Croatia or some shit, and they'll be speaking Croatian, and
I hope so.
then somebody comes out and sings whatever.
In Croatian?
Yeah. No, they'll sing like an American version. I've seen some where they sing American tunes, but they're from different countries.
Right.
And they sing the lyrics all wrong because they...
Phonetics or whatever? Or
Yeah.
translation's
Yeah,
bad?
they have no idea what the song actually says.
That's perfect.
It is. It's fun.
That's something more interesting.
Yeah.
But I mean, didn't it get crazy? Like, don't they have juggling competitions now? And like
That's Idol, I think.
they juggle.
Well, The Voice is just singing, right?
Isn't there one where
And
they,
Idol could be anything, right?
I don't know.
No, that's America's Got Talent.
Is that what that is?
Yeah,
Where
I
you
think
could
so.
do whatever you want, and then if
Yeah, like you could be a troupe of dancers, you could be a magician,
okay,
you could be a...
like a Vegas act.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that where you end up? On Vegas? In Vegas, I guess.
It's better than being in Woodbridge.
Maybe.
No maybes.
Why is there a lot of jugglers in Woodbridge? Is there a lot of places
No,
where you need
not
a
enough.
juggler?
That's the problem.
So you would think
They should have more
you
jugglers.
should open up a 3-ring circuit somewhere in Woodbridge.
You pull tray rings apart. Yeah, I think if you're any of those types of people,
Right.
being in Vegas and doing what it is you...
What do you mean, those people?
If you're a
Juggling types?
juggler dancer, magician, singer, whatever it is,
Right.
and you finally got a chance to get paid as a professional to do your craft,
Right.
that's winning.
Yeah. But you didn't sacrifice much. You just went on a TV show. You didn't go work your way up through the traveling circuses. And
Yeah, you don't have. That's why I'm happy for those people. They got a gift.
Yeah. I will give you that. They did get a gift.
Yeah, you want to just play at a bar to 4 people, and
No.
one's the singer's girlfriend, the other one's your roadie / driver / tour manager, and the other one is the bartender, and the fourth one is the guy tearing no tickets at the door. That's who you're playing to?
That's quite a picture.
Yeah,
That's
and
quite a picture.
you could just travel around the country doing that,
Right.
making just enough gas money to go to the next town.
Right. I mean,
Or you could go on TV and,
but don't you think-
they play a little sad music, and you tell them how you grew up in a tough
Horse
neighborhood,
Town.
you grew up, Grandpappy had his kidney stolen when he was in Colombia. And you tell the sad story, and Grandpappy rolls up his shirt, and you see where they installed the zipper. A zipper, in case they have to go back for more.
Zipper.
Yeah.
They kept him on retainer in
Yeah.
case they need another one.
He's got the whistle on the other side.
He's got one muscle whistle. He's a mess.
Yeah.
Poor Grandpa.
And then they do their little heartfelt story, and you go up and you sing, and you get a Vegas gig out of it. It's not a bad thing.
You were saying Madonna slipped on somebody's front stoop. Is that a true story?
Well, let's back up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so why not jump all those steps instead of having to do crazy bullshit? Like I heard that Madonna slept on the steps of
That's
some
right.
producer.
There we go. Huh. And waited.
Like day after day after day until the guy finally said, "Okay, let me hear you sing," or whatever
Right.
it is you do. Yeah.
Hmm.
But they got on the show. That's a great thing, man. I feel happy for them.
And they didn't have to do any work.
No, they're still singing. They're still doing what they have to do.
Right, but
You should. I don't believe in that. You gotta pay your
your
dues
dues?
shit. That's horse shit.
You
I mean
think-
that's only for mamalukes that don't get anywhere.
so you think it's just if you walk in backwards, you're good?
No, because they have talent. They have to get there.
Right, you have talent, but
They still had to go to their local high school and audition, and then win the competition there, and then get pushed to like a state thing and win a competition there. There's still levels you have to do before they even hear you.
right. But
Right.
don't you think you're missing a part that part of the part that makes you something, makes you who you are? I mean, do you know who you are when you're 18 when you come, because you won a singing competition?
Stevie Winwood was playing at like 16. He was in Spencer Davis Group. Who cares?
Right, but he was
What about Michael Jackson?
well.
Yeah,
Thank Joe for that.
None of that stuff.
Joe
mattered.
and his switch got that fixed.
No dues.
He paid his dues.
Well, yeah, he's probably
Look what happened
branded
to
with a friggin' fireplace poker.
him. By the end of the day, or the end of his life, look what happened to him. He paid his dues.
Yeah,
No, his father.
but he also
pushed
took
out
a whole shitload of drugs and stuff.
Oh, yeah, and he had some questionable
that,
life choices.
That
That
what were
doctor-
they giving him? Something to knock him out every night,
some
right?
kind of downer to knock him out.
Wasn't it basically like going under, like for
Yeah, it was like
surgery,
Demerol or
something like
yeah.
that? Yeah,
Then they would wake him back up.
yeah, that's no good for you.
No, but and he had a doctor.
I've been through a bunch of surgeries. I don't want to get any more.
right. And you
Like
don't-
I had this stupid thing with my toe,
right.
and the guy's like, "Oh, I got to operate on it." I was like, "Yeah, I think I'll just live with it.
But
Like it's
I mean-
not hurting, so I don't want to go under anymore."
But doesn't that little chunk of work that's in the middle, that part, you skipping part of your 10,000 hours? By
I
paying
don't think
your
you
dues?
need to be 10,000 hours to get in the game. That shouldn't be it. It'll take you 10,000 hours before you get to be who you were meant to be. But why not get paid to get there. I don't see a problem with that.
Well, the only way I see a problem is if you're going to pretend to be a singer-songwriter and you have no experience.
I don't think those people write their songs.
And they're just handing them paper to sing it this way, you know.
Yeah, they're doing covers when they're on there. I
No,
mean, some of them play their own tunes.
But when they leave, aren't they supposed to be original act when they leave, or are they
Maybe, but they could hire a songwriter. Why not? So can,
But now we're back to the stamped out.
Yeah, but everybody does. Who writes their own songs these days?
These days?
Yeah, did Kelly Clarkson write her own shit, or did she hire
maybe later, once she got out of her contract.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'd have to deep dive.
Yeah.
How dare you pick on her?
Is Katy Perry writing her own songs?
How dare you pick on Kelly Clarkson?
Is Rihanna writing her own songs?
I don't know how many people
Does
take
Beyonce write her own songs?
No, definitely not. But how many people?
See, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't. None of that shit matters.
But you don't like any of that music.
It doesn't matter. I don't care.
Well, no, but I'm saying the music. What if all the music you like, all of a sudden nobody's writing their own songs? It's not going to be that music you like. It's going to miss a chunk of it. It's going to miss the animosity, the anger, the pain.
Not unless the writer has animosity and pain. Then it's going to come across.
Is it? By another guy singing his emotion?
Depends who they sell the song to.
I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
After Kelly Clarkson, it became so downhill. This sounds so downhill.
You just want people to suffer.
I do.
I don't think it's necessary. I think artists suffer enough.
But
so many people have to deal with a life of bullshit instead of doing what they were meant to do. Fucking whatever, sorting packages at UPS.
Yes.
Or flipping pancakes.
Yes.
That's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Get those burns.
No.
You haven't lived at 18.
No. Those kids should be able to do what they want to do and fuck all that nonsense.
You sound like you're like a music producer or something.
I should be.
You got these guys in the stable? Just don't end up like that Ron Perlman.
I should be. Somebody should give me a job.
Just don't end up like Ron Perlman. He did some questionable stuff.
The Beast guy?
Is that Ron Perlman too?
Isn't that him? Right?
No, I'm thinking of
Beauty and the Beast?
No, I'm thinking about the guy who...
The Sons of Anarchy guy?
No, I'm thinking of the guy who did... Maybe. I'm thinking about the guy who diddled all like the boys, Backstreet Boys and all that. The Miami guy. Isn't his name Ron Perlman too?
Oh, I thought his name was Lucky Boy.
He was flicking. Bob Flicker.
I'm sitting flicking chickens.
He was flicking nuts or something. I mean, I don't know. I think
So they call him Backstreet?
Yeah. That guy was riding the back streets.
Yeah, back alley.
Yeah,
boys.
They wanted to skip steps. So they had to pay.
But that's what I'm saying. They don't have to do shit like that if they have, well,
I don't
they may have to blow somebody to get on Idol. I don't know how it works.
Allegedly.
I said may. I don't know.
Kelly Clarkson didn't have to blow anybody to get on Idol. She went with sheer talent. I don't know. I just feel like I mean, like those glass comics standing.
Glass comic?
Yeah, glass comics. They throw rocks at them.
How many drinks did you have?
2.
That's it?
Not enough, obviously. Yeah. No. So he was, last comic standing. Those guys skip steps. I'm sure there's something.
Yeah, it's a bump up in your career. There's nothing wrong with that.
No?
No, why?
I don't know. It just feels
I mean, comics, they do comedy festivals, and then they get seen at a comedy festival, like a Montreal thing used to be big back in the day. You did that. Somebody saw you got a deal out of it. You know, that's how it works.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't trust these competitions.
You're just jealous.
Yeah, probably.
Just jealous.
Yeah, because it came out when we were past our prime. No, I just, there's not a lot of 50-year-olds on there, okay? It's just a lot of 20-year-olds, because that's the industry.
Yeah, well, those people, the majority of the people that are singing on that show are not 15 years old.
No, they're probably in their 20s, right?
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while there will be a 15-year-old, but they're usually...
You sound like you watch a lot of these things.
I've watched some. I like seeing people get...
And you've enjoyed that show?
Makes me cry.
That's really?
I break down in tears.
Because of the story or because of the performance?
I don't give a fuck about their story.
But the performance makes you weepy?
Because the stories all seem like they were written by somebody.
They were probably fixed, right?
Yeah, it's all bullshit. I don't care. I don't care where you came from. Like that has nothing. Can you sing or not? That's all I want to know.
And that makes you happy.
I like when people who are talented get a chance to do what they're supposed to do in life. Yeah, because I didn't have that, so
right.
I'm happy for other
but you
people.
did have that. You were in the Battle of the Bands.
Yeah, yeah.
That didn't shape your career.
Half our votes got thrown out because somebody drew upside down crosses on them.
Oh, see.
That's what you get for having a Battle of Bands in the church.
Right.
You get a bunch of fools drawing fucking upside down crosses on their votes. I remember the priest came up.
How dare they?
The priest came up to us before the show, and he was like, he started cursing at us like crazy. We were all like, "Whoa!"
The priest was cursing?
Oh yeah, he was like, "If I hear any fucking mention of Satan, I'm gonna turn the fucking lights off on you guys."
Wow.
Yeah. He was going off. He made us write out all the lyrics to all the songs, so we had to change all the lyrics like on the spot.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we did the Antichrist from Slayer. It was
Whoops.
the second tune we were doing, so we had to change the title to like the Nightmare or something stupid like that.
But isn't the upside down cross just a matter of perspective? Can you just flip it? Is it a right side up cross? He was like, these boys are nice. They just go like this.
Yeah.
I mean, the words are upside down now.
Sure.
It's all perspective.
That's what it is. It was a regular cross. We just wrote the name of the band upside down.
Right. Made it accidentally
I
wrote
see.
upside down. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So it's just perspective.
We're dyslexic in a different way.
There's got to be a term for writing upside down?
I would think so.
Alien?
Sped.
I can't believe the priest cursed at you.
Oh, yeah.
So the priest, when I got married, kind of cursed. But he didn't curse.
Yeah.
He was like...
I was going to go to St. Joseph's, which was an old boys high school. Catholic one.
He'd be in your glory.
And the... let's get Randy. And we go into the one priest's office who's like interviewing me, and he has these like figurines that look like they were made in somewhere in the South Pacific, like in Java or something like that, like little wooden figurines,
like little wooden warriors.
Yeah, and they had these giant dicks, like as tall as they were, their dicks stuck out. And he was cursing up a storm. I think he was actually having a drink at the time. Yeah.
That was like the...
They're just people.
Yeah. I mean, but I guess they get enough. They've had enough and they get...
Yeah, it's just a weird thing.
Yeah.
To say I'm not gonna give in to my...
carnal desires.
No, it's instinct to procreate. Like it's why you're here. You're not here to do math. You weren't created to do math.
You have to,
right?
though.
And paint houses.
Somebody has to.
Yeah, but that's not why you're here. You're here to a lion is here to make more lions.
So you're
that's what you're here for.
So
you start out there, and then everything else is an addition to that.
So you're telling me those priests, you'd feel better if they were having kids?
Oh yeah, they wouldn't.
There'd be just more people on the take then. Yeah, the payroll would go up for the church. All those extra kids.
Or would they be contributing in the basket every Sunday?
No, the kids. Why would they?
Eventually.
No.
That's what the whole gig is about.
They're playing with the house money.
No, dude, that's why you get married. You get married so you're stuck in the church so that when your kids get older, they put in the kitty on Sundays.
But not if the priest has the kids. I'm saying if the priest is allowed to have kids, dude, his kids aren't going to be out there. They're going to be on the take.
Church makes so much cash, they can afford to pay for a couple kids.
They're going to be on the take with the dad.
Or they'll go to the Catholic school and just get half price admission.
Like an amusement park?
Yeah. So they're still getting paid.
I mean, sure.
They get an employee discount.
I guess it would make a priest a little more trustworthy.
Yeah.
If he had a couple
what
sins
do you
on
think
his
God's
belt.
coupon code would be?
It's big barcode, like 1?
Yeah.
It just has to be a 1, right? He's 1.
Big guy.
Yeah.
Big guy 1.
I mean, he would...
Numero uno.
Right. I mean, I guess if a priest was flawed, then it wouldn't be in the eyes of the Lord, right? I don't know. Aren't they supposed to be unflawed or something? I don't know the whole how to become a priest, but aren't they unflawed? Isn't that part of the charm of priests?
Yeah,
They don't give in to their desires and their sin.
I think the goal for all people who are Christian is to be Christ-like, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the goal.
Right.
I mean, you're not supposed to be able to attain it ever because we're not perfect beings, but I think that's the goal.
Sure.
So you're supposed to try to attain it. And I don't think the priests are any different.
But you can't attain it if you're giving in to your desires.
Well, you can't attain it anyway because
Right.
nobody's perfect.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
But, you definitely can if you're doing whatever. But
right.
it's not a desire. I don't understand why making children is a desire, so to speak. It's not. It's like what you were meant to do.
Well, I don't know the connection.
I mean, I guess there's a sacrificial aspect to it.
Sure.
Like you're supposed to sacrifice whatever, eating meat during Lent or whatever it is.
Right.
For
which is hard to
the
do.
average folks,
Right.
and or something. I know folks that don't eat chocolate or something. Something they
give
really
something up,
something
right.
they really like. Yeah. So I think for being a priest, you're supposed to go further by giving up sexual activity, which is.
But they don't really when you count all the children. You count all the bad things that happen in the.
I don't know what you're saying.
Why are you on Big Church? Are you bought by Big Church? Is that Mike bought by Big Church?
This podcast is sponsored by Big Church.
Is that Mike? I think my seat next to me's been bought by Big Church. He's trying to convince me.
Righteous Gemstones. You ever see that?
Yeah.
Ah, so good.
Great show.
Great.
I'm just,
Can Danny McBride do any wrong?
No, that guy's awesome.
Yeah, he's just fantastic.
Eastbound and Down, fantastic.
Yeah, I need to find some DVDs or something of that. I want to watch
Eastbound
it
and
again.
Down?
Yeah.
Can you just find it online? It's gotta be out
I
there.
haven't seen it.
YouTube, nothing? People
No.
doing illegal things with Eastbound and Down? I always figured I skipped the meat on Friday because I just do it because I figure I got a lot of other shit on my plate when I die. They're going to be like, nah, the meat, don't worry about the no meat on Friday thing during Lent. We got A, B, and C to deal with first.
Oh, okay.
Right. Once you get through your other problems to
Yeah.
get through these gates.
Yeah.
But I thought I was supposed to be like, well, I believe everything and I'm sorry right before I get there. And they're like, oh, yeah, come on in. Aren't you allowed to, up to the hour of your death?
Oh,
You
just
can deny Christ right before you die, and then when you die, right before, as long as you accept Christ the moment before you die.
it's sort of like Indiana Jones sliding under that big stone door that's
Right.
falling from the ceiling.
Sort of.
Like you reach back for your hat and you
Right.
pull it, and then you're safe on the other side.
Right, if you don't reach back for the hat and you're safe.
Yeah.
But if you reach back for your hat and you get crushed, that's some tough timing, I guess.
Yeah.
As if you're going out, that you have like that
Yeah.
minute to say, oh, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess you're screwed if you get throat cancer, right? like
Throat cancer.
like you should have done this earlier, stupid.
Yeah, why didn't you think about this ahead of time?
Yeah. You played the odds and you lost.
Do you think there'll be church left, like when, like your parents and like Lisa's parents? My mom's gone, but that there'll be church. Like church seems like there's no attendance anymore. It's not.
I don't know. I don't go.
Neither do I. But I drive by the parking lot, and a parking lot that used to be full every Sunday's half full. And I don't know if that's coronavirus based and people never came back,
Could be.
or is it faith based? People don't believe anymore.
Don't know.
I don't know.
Do you think coronavirus destroyed people's faith?
No, I think it just gave them a reason not to go back. You know what I mean? Like
they wanted an out the whole time?
Yeah, they were looking for their out, and we're closing down. Gave them an out. Probably like a lot of corporations. Corporations probably had a lot of stuff on the books they didn't want, and then coronavirus happened, and they were like, "Oh, we can get rid of this and blame it on that, and never bring it back."
Okay.
Like say they didn't want to give company lunches anymore.
Yeah. No, I get it.
You know what I mean?
I was
Just some
a
of that.
victim of that. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about.
So I think that the same might have happened with church. People were like, "I don't really want to go to church. I've
Yeah.
gone my whole life. I've been told to go my whole life. Now, there's a reason I don't have to, because we don't have to go here anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody's knocking on my door going, how come you're not here anymore? I'm sure they would if they could, but they don't. So that's what I mean. Is there going to be any left? Or that to that level? Church seemed a lot bigger when we were kids.
We were kids, though. Your perspective's different.
Right.
I would have to go.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to go like on a couple Sundays. Like you couldn't just show up once and be like, "Oh, this must be what it's like all the time."
Right.
Just
I wanted to go
just
every
to see what it's
Sunday
like.
till
Yeah.
confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was set free. I was told I don't have to go back if I don't want to.
You got on the Underground Railroad out of there.
Yeah, I paid my dues.
Good for you.
I got it, and then I never went back.
I don't know if I ever got confirmed.
Oh, you'll know soon enough when it's time to get upstairs.
It's getting hot in here.
Yeah.
Oh,
when you're like, why is this elevator going down? I paid for up. I thought I was up. If that's even true.
I don't know.
I don't either. I don't know if I believe it. I believe you might be in the ground. You're done.
Yeah. I think your worm food. I think it's just over is over.
You've had enough.
Yeah, I don't believe in any afterlife.
You've been through enough. Why do you want to go through it again? Or reincarnation? I don't want to go through it again. When Hindus believe in that, right? Hindus believe in reincarnation?
Yeah, I think so.
So why would you want to go through it again?
I don't know. If you had to get reincarnated as a different being,
Okay.
non-human,
Okay.
what would you come back as?
Something. Probably something that nobody would like. There's no Bigfoots. If there could be a Bigfoot.
Come back as a Bigfoot.
Yeah, because you're like.
That's awesome.
Because nobody would be around you, right? Like they keep looking for you, but
Right.
you know where to hide.
It's just walking around the woods.
Right. Or Yeti in the cold, you know? Probably I'd rather be a Bigfoot than a Yeti. I don't want the winter.
Well, if you're a Yeti, it wouldn't bother you, right?
Right, but it's still the wind and stuff.
You think the Yeti cares about the
I
wind?
think he does.
I don't know.
The wind goes through his hair, he gets annoyed. I mean, look at it this way.
He's got some little elf pulling his teeth out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the other side of that.
Bumbles bounce.
But
Poor
the,
Yeti.
but the other side of that is if you're a Sasquatch and you're in the Pacific Northwest or something, it's raining all the time and you're wet all the time.
Yeah, but that's where you know.
You're comfortable?
Yeah. Dude, you're walking around naked all the time, chilling out in the woods.
Right. There's a lot of woods up there, so no one's going to find you.
What do you think they eat? What do you
Yeti?
think a Sasquatch eats? Berries?
Maybe. Maybe
Or
some
do you think he's like on squirrel diet or something?
small animals, whatever he gets
Small
hands
animals?
on.
Yeah.
Well,
Is he a trapper? Or a hunter?
I think he's a hunter.
Yeah, like arrows? Or spears?
I think rocks.
Slingshot?
No, he's just got a good fastball.
Oh, okay.
I think-
Not even like a...
No, because they won't
whatever
hear
that thing is?
They won't even hear anything. That rabbit will be looking right next to him. He's hit with a rock.
Okay.
Like a nice Randy Johnson 90 mile an hour right down the
Yeah,
pipe.
you figure a Sasquatch has got to be like 7 foot, right?
Mm-hmm. At least, right?
At least 7 and change.
Sure.
7'5", 450 pounds from Grenoble, France. Andre the Giant size.
I think you're in more shape than Andre. I think you're leaner. You're more fit.
Yeah, well, you're running. You're
climbing,
hiking every day.
You're climbing a lot of stuff.
You're hiking.
Yeah, I'm sure you're
Yeah.
climbing trees and stuff.
Sure.
Because you're bored.
Right.
Right.
And you're chasing rabbits and shit. You got to eat.
Right.
Yeah, so he's got a mean fastball.
I would
take
think
you out.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
Because that's why, I just think. Would you think you'd knock people around? Like if they came up to you? Like, people are like, oh, I found a Bigfoot. You just knock them around. Like, no, you didn't. You forget all this.
I think a Bigfoot would have a jab that would break your entire face.
Right. I would believe that.
Yeah.
What would you be?
Because he's basically like farmer strong.
Right.
But 7 foot and change.
Oh, I was
8
thinking more
foot.
like gorilla strong. Like,
But still, yeah.
Right. You think
you
he-
know what I'm saying?
do you think you could pull a punch though? I don't think so.
Pull a punch?
Like, I mean, if
just wants to get your attention?
No, I think like, let's say you're walking through the woods in Africa, mind your own business, and a gorilla comes down. I think he's hit you full strength. He can't just give you a little love tap, let you know who he means business.
I think his love tap would probably kill you anyway.
I just think he doesn't know how to, though. I think it's a full punch.
Yeah, I don't think they don't.
He does not spar, lighten up. He's not going to send a warning shot in.
I think they do have a certain level of sensitivity in that way.
You think
because, yeah, you see like gorillas be climbing all over their moms, and the moms are like, "Fuck off, me!"
Did you just say gorillas be climbing all over their moms?
I did not say that.
Swear, it sounded like.
I'll listen back to it later.
Wow. Oh.
Maybe. Oh shit! I need a drink. Maybe I said would be.
I hope so.
That's what I get for listening to Miss Pat earlier.
So that chick's hilarious. She's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, they throw their little babies off.
Yeah. So they're not like wham and slamming them to the floor. So they splat like silly putty.
Right, but then again, the little gorilla can probably handle a little bit more of a beating than me or you.
But what I'm saying is they
You think
they know the difference between
full strength
crushing and yeah.
So you think you think as a Sasquatch you just get a little, you didn't have to give him the full, or you think just the love tap even still would?
Well, I guess
hurt?
what I'm confused at is why are you getting in a slap fight with a Sasquatch?
I mean,
Sasquatch be on your back. Sasquatch be slapping the shit out of you. Slap you in your mouth.
It's horrible. No, but I mean, I'm walking around, I'm Sasquatch reincarnated, and all of a sudden I got people being nosy. I got to take them, I don't want to take them out. I don't want to kill them. I just want to send a message. Can I send a message?
You're sending a message to Sasquatch?
No, I am.
Oh, you're Sasquatch.
I am Sasquatch.
All right.
And this motherfucker's trying to take my picture. And I don't
Okay.
want, speaking of filter, that's the song, look it up.
Right. So you're basically...
I don't want to kill him. I just want to knock him around.
You're
saying,
the Animal Kingdom version of Sean Penn.
Yeah.
All right.
Or Alec Baldwin, if we want to stay current.
Okay. Right.
So I just want to slap him, but I don't want to hurt him. I want to send the message. I want him to know what happened to him. Like, I don't know if he could do it. I don't know if he got that self-control. What are you coming back as?
Sasquatch might not because he doesn't have kids. Right. I mean, well, they got to, right? How long would a Sasquatch live?
You got to get more squashes, right?
Little baby squash.
Yeah.
Sure.
Got to get more.
Yeah.
They got to live, 50 years?
That's it?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem that long.
I'm thinking you die of boredom some point in there. Or you die from a disaster. Rock falls on you, tree. Not paying attention. You get, you fall off something.
It's got to be a squash colony.
You think so? You don't think they all just live their life in
solitude?
Solace? Yeah. And then maybe they'll run into each other like, sup?
And then...
That's it.
And more squatch?
Yep. You're like, hey, we got to do this for the good of the squatches. And then you just go about your business. Well,
for the good of the squatch.
We want to procreate, but we don't want to make a big thing out of it.
Right.
We just get this done and
right.
go on about your business.
Yeah, here, have that.
Or and then in the same regard, you're walking around, you see Bob Squatch, you're like, hey, sup, Bob? But you don't really, you want to stay and hang out, chat, because you're all doing your own thing.
Sure.
And you got 500,000 miles of woods up there in the Pacific Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
Just wander off and do your thing somewhere. I mean, I guess it's probably a good existence.
Yeah, not bad.
I feel like quiet. I mean,
a lot of solitude.
Mm-hmm.
Probably get to read a lot.
Where are you going to get the book from?
I don't know.
Squatch Library? Squatch and Nobles?
Sometimes you want to take things back that come out of your mouth.
Not now. So you go to Barnes and Nobles, grab a quick book.
Yeah.
Or if he's hip and modern, maybe he's got his...
He's got a Kindle?
Yeah, he's watching. He's reading. Can he read?
I think if you're a Squatch, you're spending your time making spears.
Building a hut.
Yeah. Think they
Right.
do cave paintings?
Some, right? We all don't paint. Some of us are artists, some aren't.
Yep.
So I'm sure some might to tell. But would you want to tell your story, right? And then what cave painting is? I'll tell you. I mean, I don't see him out there like
I
Bob
don't know.
Ross.
It seems like the Squatch is kind of a dick. Like, he doesn't even like Bob. He's like, hey, Bob, what's up?
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a miserable,
go over
lonely
there.
existence.
Stay over there.
Because if you
It's a miserable existence.
and that's probably why I'd be reincarnated, because I'm already halfway miserable. I think that would be the misery. You know what I mean? What would you be if it was reincarnation time?
Since we can go silly.
That wasn't silly. They might exist.
Dragon. I want to go a fire-breathing
Nah,
dragon.
come on, that ain't talking crazy.
Yeah. I kind of like gorilla. I could see that.
Yeah,
Or, you know what I definitely wouldn't want to come back as?
right.
One of those monkeys that have that really raw-looking ass.
The red ass monkeys.
Yes.
I hope.
Yeah, that just
it's-
looks painful.
If you're
It
coming,
looks like you can't sit on anything.
if you're coming back, it better not be eating chili. Nothing that eats chili.
No.
Oofa.
No. I think they need a little more fiber in their diet or something.
That chili.
I don't know why the ass looks like that, but it's
red asses. Maybe just rubbing around a carpet.
no wonder they have a bad disposition.
Yeah. Why? Those are the mean monkeys with the red ass.
It gotta be, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you had all the inside on the outside, it's not good.
So why would you want to come back as a monkey or a gorilla? Well, I guess they're different, right? Monkey's little, gorilla's big.
I don't know. They just look kind of fucking relaxed. Like they hang out. They're in the sun, chilling out, eating leaves,
Until it's time to.
doing what they do. It's kind of like a nice, relaxed life. Nobody really fucks with a gorilla. You know what I mean? Like, you always see those nature videos of hyenas attacking lions or lions attacking gazelles.
If the hyenas are attacking lions, that's a bold.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
a bold move.
Sure. I mean, if there's like 20 hyenas and 2
Sure.
lions,
Okay.
why not? They got to eat too, right?
Right. But I thought they were scavengers. They wouldn't pick the fight.
Maybe. It depends how hungry you are.
True.
Right?
Yeah. So it's just
I
hanging.
lost my train of thought.
You're just hanging out in the sun, eating leaves.
Yeah, because
Gorillaing.
those other animals that seem like they're all badass, all the tigers, lions, and all that stuff,
Right.
it's like it seems like a lot of work, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're always chasing some shit. They're always fighting for something. Or the gorillas don't seem to do that. They just seem to like,
Right.
we're hanging out.
Right.
Yeah. And it's greener. It's more lush.
What if they grab you and throw you in the zoo?
You're still getting 3 squares.
I mean, you ain't grabbing me. I'm a Sasquatch. You can't find me.
Nobody's been able to grab a Sasquatch.
Exactly. So they grab you, and now you're in the now you're just being what you were as a person, right? You're stuck in a box, putting on a show for people.
I look, I could be a goldfish and being flushed down the toilet.
Right. Or you could be a carp, a goldfish.
Carp. And be in some sushi restaurant
Only
lobby.
Only if they catch you.
Yeah.
Or you could be in a koi pond. That's nice.
I guess. Yeah. Seems tranquil.
I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind the gorilla idea, but just saying, I mean, there's not as much. Like I said, gorillas must have to fight at some time. They must have to.
I'm sure there's some dick waving going on.
Yeah, they only eat vegetarian.
Fight to the top.
They don't eat meat.
I don't think so. Yeah.
That's a badass vegetarian.
Jacked, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, you don't normally see that.
No.
They got shoulders, like.
Yeah, and a back.
Yeah.
They could knock you around.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
Good luck.
That's.
I mean,
I don't want to come back as like a snail or something.
right. But there's the
Yeah.
but when you get reincarnated, do you come back as something that's part of your features, like I said,
Your features?
or whatever of who you were in your previous life?
So I have to, let me think about this. What kind of animal do I look like?
Not what you look like.
Like a pelican or something?
No, but I mean not what you look like, but maybe like I
Like a
said.
toucan, Sam?
I,
Here,
I,
how about this?
I
Can
said,
everybody see this? Look
Hey,
at this fucker.
at least you end up on a cereal box. That's kind of cool.
To follow your nose.
That's right.
Yeah. I just paint it rainbow colored.
No, but like I'm saying, my theory was
I just don't want to come back as the raw-assed monkey.
right. So there's a lot of
That's
other
it.
stuff.
If I'm not the raw-assed monkey, I think I'll be fine.
But like I said, I don't know how reincarnation works. But if it part of your who you are makes you reincarnate, like I said, I'd get the miserable existence being a Sasquatch by myself in the woods because
Right.
that's who I am. So there might be something in you.
Do you think there's Sasquatches?
I don't know.
I think you do.
I don't
Because
know.
I think you identify.
I identify as a Sasquatch. Yes.
You think you're related in some way.
We might be alike.
All right. We got
I mean, I walk with my shoulders over. I don't always walk up tall. I do.
traits.
I do enjoy trees.
Trees
I
are good.
like solitude.
Solitude's good.
Yeah. See. So,
Okay.
but I've never actively read, researched, or watched anything about Sasquatch. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Except for if I've heard it.
You never
in
saw
passing.
that Bobcat movie about
No,
Sasquatch?
not yet. I heard it's great.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
or
why.
any of the you ever see the footage? I can't remember the guy's name. The guy in the suit.
The Zapruder film one. Where
That's
he's
the
just
one.
kind of walking over there, just kind of.
No, Zapruder, isn't that the JFK?
It's the same idea. It's like, I don't know the guy's name, but he's got the picture of the Sasquatch across the water, and he's like,
Yeah.
he
Hey.
gives you the what's up, Bob.
Yeah.
Like, they do so well at hiding. You got to think. I mean, like I said, if they're in the Pacific Northwest, there's hundreds of millions of acres that no one will find them.
Mm-hmm.
You probably can't even get to them.
Yeah, it's pretty remote.
Right.
Yeah.
So they may have carved their path to be out there, right? When we were one big planet or whatever they call it, when we were one big landmass,
Yeah.
and when it broke off,
What was that called? Pangea? Was that it?
Pantera,
Pantera?
Paneras,
Oh,
Pangea.
do I have to go to the
No.
internet?
I believe you. We didn't use that at all today.
I know.
I think it's Pangea. When it was one big land.
Yeah.
So before it broke off, maybe they got out as far as they could get out, and then it broke apart.
Ooh, I got to chill.
We're hanging out by ourselves. Don't bother us.
Mm-hmm.
The ones they saw,
If you do, slap fight
Right.
ensues.
just come up and give them
Right.
down there. And like maybe the cause is because they saw Yetis because they were out in the open because of the cold, as opposed to seeing Sasquatches in the woods because there was more hiding spaces. This is all theory from somebody who knows nothing about Sasquatches.
Yeah. Well, who does? They don't exist.
But there's shows on it. People watch it
All right.
And-
They're all making it up as they go along.
like this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. You're not far off the mark because
So then I could become a Sasquatch
there's no
hunter.
mark.
Or what was the guy? Isn't it the guy from Blink 182 or one of those guys following around Sasquatch?
Yeah, I think so.
Whew.
Yeah.
Talk about wasting your money.
Yeah.
But that's, I guess, hey, you got your dream job, you made a bunch of money, now you get to do your passion, right?
Mm-hmm.
My passion is chasing around an imaginary animal and spending my cash to do
You're
it.
in the woods. You're hanging out in the woods. That's
Right.
what you want to do.
Maybe it was an excuse to go camping.
Right.
All right.
Do you like camping?
It's all right. I don't like real camping. Like,
Yeah, the raw.
no. When we used to camp, we'd camp by a highway.
Okay.
Like it was an island. It was actually a great place. It was in New Jersey. They're closed now. It was an island. You parked in the parking lot. You took all your stuff onto the island,
Mm-hmm.
and while you're sleeping by your campfire at night, you just hear the 18-wheelers down Route 80.
Okay, I
It
don't
was
know
just-
if I'd enjoy that.
It was a certain amount of peaceful and not peaceful. Like I'm in
Yeah.
the woods, but I'm not in the woods.
Yeah.
Like I think these animals who go up into the woods and just pick a spot. Yeah.
I have done that.
Did you like it?
It's all right. I mean, there's not much to do.
Right.
Right.
Well, your whole existence is surviving your night camping, right? Firewood and this and that. And
I made it.
back.
Yeehaw.
You're back. You went by
And I'm
yourself?
back.
You went by yourself?
No, me and Terezi went.
See, I don't see camping out of him.
I think the trip was designed to possibly eat some fungi and go hiking upstate.
Okay.
And then,
Like to find some wild fungi?
no.
Oh.
Purchased.
Oh, okay. I
Pre-purchased.
was going to say.
Pre-purchased fungi.
So now all of a sudden you're a forager and a camper in one shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you on the Appalachian Trail?
No.
Just
No.
out in the woods?
I don't remember where we were, to be honest. But we had some cool trips.
You did more than one? Or did you think you did
Have
more
I
than
tripped
one?
more than once?
No, I meant camping.
No, just camping once. Yeah, where it was like we did raw ass camping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say raw ass if it's just me and another
Like the monkeys? You and another dude in Raya's camping.
Yeah.
Got it.
dude. Right.
Got it.
And the priests and all that. Oh, wow.
I mean, I think we're chipping into something here.
Yeah.
Well, because there's people who do the Appalachian Trail and then they stop off at different huts.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of people camp at the huts.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's not for me.
No, it wasn't like that. No.
No.
No, we just kind of found like a pull-out on the
Mhm.
road.
Right.
And then,
Just went for it.
yeah, found a flat place and set up tents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One tent?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Doesn't
I
make you
still
a bad
have
person.
Same tent.
Oh, yeah?
Got a Marlboro tent.
For the miles or something? Some
Yeah.
cigarettes?
Yeah. I didn't smoke. I think
Sounds so,
I think Hester gave it to me.
what is that? It's not ironic. What is that? like a smoker. You think he needs a camping tent? He's going to be breathing enough to get up a trail?
Yeah. Lighting cigarettes and dropping them in the woods.
Yeah. Causing some kind of weird fire?
Right. Yeah.
No. Marlboro mile tent.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think if you got enough points for the Marlboro miles, you'd want a respirator. Or an iron lung or something.
Or a harvested lung.
That's right.
That should have been the number one prize.
Enough points to get yourself a free lung.
Now you're talking.
Shipping and handling not included. It costs you like $10,000 to get it here.
Yeah.
They'll get you the lung.
Right.
Don't ask a lot of questions, but we'll get you the lung. Man, it's all tying together. It's all tied
It's
together.
all tying together.
This whole amalgamation of segments is all tied together. Between
Your buddy comes back from a trip from Colombia and he's like, is it wheezing? Like, what happened to you? I don't know. But I have this zipper.
I got a zipper scar on my side.
Yeah.
I'm
I
missing-
can't breathe.
I can't. Yeah. But that.
But, but I have this package from Marlboro for you. I don't know why they gave it to me, but they said deliver it to you.
Since you're going back,
Yeah, exactly.
take this with you.
You know this guy, right? Here, just bring this.
Give him your lung. Oh man, dude.
Better than FedEx.
Yeah, at least you might get it.
Yeah.
You think they'll stop you? They'd stop you at customs, I think. I think you'd have a tough time bringing a kidney in through customs.
Yeah, probably. Well, it says Marlboro on the outside. They probably think it's cigarettes.
Duty-free cigarettes.
Yeah, or something.
You don't think they check the box? It's a little cold.
It was the 90s. They checked shit.
That's true.
Yeah, it was pre 9/11.
Yeah, pre 9/11 was the Wild West.
Yeah.
You could just wander around an airport pre
See,
9/11.
again, this is why previous decades were better than the modern ones.
Yeah, well, this one's a little different. So you mean if these guys never crashed into a building
Yeah.
and ruined an entire country for a few years?
I have to take off my shoes now to get on a plane. This
so
is bullshit.
you're so inconvenienced now. Man, the old days were better when you could just wander around this
I
place.
love hearing people scream and yell about that. I'm like, it's safer for everybody.
Right. It's
If
6
we know
seconds.
if somebody has a fucking bomb in their shoe.
Right. And if you hate it so much, fill out for pre-screen.
There you go.
But you didn't.
Do you have that?
No.
No, you don't travel enough, right?
No.
Yeah.
Just throw my shoes in the bucket. I'm fine.
Dear Liza.
I don't know that. I heard it. I don't know it.
There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza. I don't know why I thought of that.
I don't know either.
I'm 7 years old again.
But do you know the rest of it?
No. No, I don't.
Damn. Well, I don't know it either.
I don't know. All right, I'm coughing a lot. We're going
We're
to
wrap
fucking call this quits.
All right. Till next
It's
time.
been a pleasure, folks.
We're going to piece together a wonderful episode.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to Frankenstein this bitch together.
Right. We have 17 segments. We're down. We'll get something out
Yeah,
of it.
well, it's fine.
Yeah. Till we see him again.
Good night.
Peace.
Goodbye. Enjoy.
Yes.
TOT!